Hey, this is Andrea with I'm Just Saying, and I just want to send a message out to the young mothers in their 20s and 30s and maybe even some teen mothers, who knows. But, when you have your children, love them. The one thing I learned having my kids is, and an older woman told me this. She said, you take care of your kids. She said, and when they get older, they'll be so appreciative of how you raised them and what you've done for them because their memory will tell them, and they will be there for you and they will love you for it. And of course, we don't take care of our kids because we want them to be there for us when we get older. But it's just a matter, it's just the reward of them being appreciative, whether it's that they give you love or that they just make sure that you're good, or both. It feels really good. And I say that because I know as a young mother, I needed encouragement. I had people tell me, look, I know it's not easy. And that was from the minute I had the baby and the baby was crying and I couldn't do anything. And I was trying to multitask as a single parent, and on up to, when they're getting older or when they're sick, or when you're trying to teach them, or when the world is imposing negative and bad views and vibes, and Satan is busy and all of that, and you're praying that your kids listen to you and not the streets and not the world, on up to when they become young adults and they are beginning to define themselves by their behavior and the choices and decisions that they make. And you're just nervous the whole way, wondering, how they're going to turn out. And then, God willing, they make good decisions and they decide to join the good side and not the bad side. Because we reach a point in life where we make a decision on whether or not we're going to be a good person. And being a good person doesn't mean you're going to always do good. It just means that you're going to try. This is your aim, right? And sometimes you make mistakes. You may do something inadvertently. And sometimes people make the decision to do the other thing. They go left and they do wrong, and they affect themselves and they affect others. And so, as parents, we worry about all of this. And I just want to say to the young parents out there, shout out to you for putting forth the effort to not just be a parent or a mother or a father, but to be a good parent and, spend time with your kids and teach your kids and put them first. And remember, anyone who would ask you to put them before your kids is not someone you want in your life, because a responsible person who really cares about you would always want you to put your kid first. As a matter of fact, I've even seen people grow to lose respect for parents because they would be so taken with them and so smitten with them that they would put that man or that woman before their own kids. And so that even that person, they may have taken advantage of it because they may have said, well, heck, that's what they're doing. I don't have anything to do with that. But they will also lose respect. And how you know is because as soon as you get into a little tiff, a little argument, they throw it right in your face. You don't even take care of your kids, or you put me before your kids, or I see how you do with your kid. It comes back to bite you. And sometimes through that same person you're making the sacrifices for. So hopefully anybody out there who's not being a good parent will wise up and they will realize you can't mistreat your kids, and sometimes even abandoning them or leaving them or neglecting them is included with, not treating your kids well. Because if you were around, there's certain things you could avoid them from facing. So again, shout out to all the parents who are there for their kids and who are guiding their kids, and talking to them and teaching them and praying for them. It is not enough to get up and go to work and come home and make sure your kids are eating and showering and washing their clothes and cleaning their room, and going to the laundry and, going shopping and food shopping. And that's not enough to raise your kids. You have to teach your kids about God, because Satan is waiting. He is your mortal enemy, and he is always waiting to get to the youth. He doesn't come too much to the older people like he does the youth, because we get older and wiser. We learn from ourselves and others. But he comes at those kids because he knows they're young and they don't know. Remember, Eve was darn near a babe. She was fairly new when Satan went to her and had her eat the apple. Yes, he knows it works, and he has not stopped. He preys on our youth, and he also uses other people to prey on our youth. So young parents, please take this note. It is not just enough to teach your kids and take care of your kids. You have to also teach them about God, because there is power in your Lord. There's nothing that happens without his permission, and God is forever protecting your children. Whether you call him Allah, whether you call him God, whether you call him Jehovah, there is still one God, right? And he is the God, Lord of the worlds, and he is the King of kings, and he is over everything, right? And so we want to pray to him, and we want to teach our kids how to pray to him for refuge. We want to teach our kids how to know about God and to know about the prophets and to know about the things that they've gone through, the trials and tribulation. These are all lessons, right? No matter which book you read, they're lessons. The same prophets are in each of the books, whether you're Muslim, Jewish, or Christian, the same prophets. I mean, granted, some people pick and choose one or two that they may not follow, but y'all get my drift. So I don't want to get into the religion. All I'm saying to you is thank you for being a good parent and for, teaching your kids. If there's another kid along the way that's being neglected, please reach out. It takes a village to raise a child, and it seriously does. But also make sure we teaching our kids about God, because it's like sending our kids out into war without a weapon. It really is. Because there are times when there are things that you or nobody else could do to save those kids, and God will make sure that he saved those kids, right? So we need to teach them how to pray to him, how to call on him. It'll help them get through. I feel sad and sorry when I see kids out there and they don't know God and they don't know how to turn to him. They don't know how to pray. They don't know how to ask. They don't know how to have faith, and then things ride through. It's sad. It's really sad. So teach your kids about your Lord. And teach your kids about the world and the crazy people in it so that they can shield themselves and know the difference between an enemy and someone who means them well. And continue to do a good job raising your kids. I know it's not easy. I know sometimes it's hard, and I know sometimes it's very scary. But God got you, and I got you because I'm praying for you. And I just want to say thumbs up and a good job for the mothers and the fathers. I am not neglecting the fathers. Some of you out there doing a magnificent job. None of us are perfect in parenting, but the fact that we are there and we are trying says a lot. Put God first, and I think we're going to be okay. And you're forever raising your child, because even when they are grown, they're experiencing things that you already experienced. And so you still have lessons to teach, and you still have ways to be there for them. But let's give it all to God in prayer and know that he will, protect our children and guide them through this crazy world that we live in. But again, shout out to all the parents that are there for their children. This is Andrea with I'm Just Saying.